Cybercrime is booming, according to police. There were more than 3,500 cyber attacks on Australians in April alone, with criminal gangs and foreign governments suspected of involvement. To manage the threat, agencies are turning to so-called white hat hackers. Tonight, we've got rare access inside this secret subculture to show how hackers transition from the illegal world to corporate jobs. And it can be fraught, as Connor Duffy reports.
It's been around unofficially at least since 2000.
These are no ordinary Sunday afternoon drinks. Shabam Shah and his friends are computer hackers meeting at a secret conference that's strictly invitation only. These people belong to one of the most underground groups in the country.
There definitely is a thrill. When I found the bug in PayPal where I could access the internal network and then their databases internally, the thrill you get from that is paramount to any other thrill you get from anything else that pumps adrenaline, basically.
For police, it's a booming and ongoing threat that's increasing all the time.
This April alone, there was over 3,500 reports from people around Australia in relation to, perceived cyber criminal events. Cyber threats in Australia are typically classified as being state-sponsored or criminally motivated in terms of attribution to the source.
Today, Shabam Shah is addressing hundreds of his fellow hackers at an annual conference in Perth where skills are shared in secret. There's a mix of legal and illegal operators here, and only Shabam Shah and his friends will show their faces.
So this is me. I've got a bowl of gin and tonic. This is the night before going hardcore bug hunting.
By their very nature, hackers are risk takers.
Personally, the path starts as you're pretty young. You get involved with a few communities on the internet which aren't quite doing the most legitimate things. You understand how to do a few things in the hacking community. You understand how to, you understand how to break applications, do all that sort of stuff. But when you're in this sort of community, not everyone has the mindset of being ethical, and it can quite get to you as a 13 or 14-year-old, where you get influenced by other people to do things that aren't quite ethical.
Like if you're a uni student and you have free time, if you can do bug bounties, it's going to be great.
Shabam Shah is only 20, but it's been quite a journey to get to this podium. Like many information security professionals, he started as an illegal hacker and says he was targeted by criminal gangs in search of his skills.
Thank you.
People who are at this young age, they kind of tell people that they can do these sort of things, and it kind of spreads quite fast. If people do know about what they can do, they're a prime target to be picked on. People can take advantage of it all the time.
What sort of things would a gang want a hacker for? Well,
it totally depends what the hacker can do. A lot of gangs, they can be related to fraud, they can be related to, espionage or getting access to things that they shouldn't have access to. And if a hacker, suppose, is well known for doing something, this gang is most likely going to take advantage of it if they do know who that person is.
Police and security agencies are also on the lookout for talented hackers.
We as an organisation have a current and an increasing demand for higher level skills to help support us in our cybercrime operations.
Is it hard to find the right people?
There's not a large workforce, or not a large available workforce out there in our experience. Getting suitably skilled and qualified and experienced people to support us in our work is quite difficult.
As well as avoiding prosecution, going straight means making lots of money. Shabam Shah has established himself by looking for what's known in the industry as bug bounties, reporting security flaws to companies who pay him well for his talents.
Is there also a thrill and a rush involved with hacking illegally?
Yeah, I think so. I think there are a lot of hackers that have moved away from doing stuff illegally to doing stuff legally, mainly because they can still get the same thrill, suppose in bug bounties, and still get paid for it. So it's a great alternative.
Shabam Shah's already made $30,000 finding flaws that would enable him to access people's most sensitive information. Instead of exploiting it, he reported it to the company. It's not without risk. In the States, there have been prosecutions, but Shubham Shah says it's allowed him to prove himself.
Most of my bugs were actually submitted to PayPal and Facebook. That's where I got a majority of my money from. For PayPal, I found vulnerabilities which allowed me to access some databases internally at PayPal, and as well as their beneficiaries, so like Bill Me Later, which is one of their services that they acquired. I was able to access their internal databases and customer information.
20-year-old Nathan WAHCKon is close mates with Shubham Shah. He has a lifestyle few of his young friends can match, and it's all down to bug bounties.
When I was seriously doing the bug bounties, and it's somewhere around this, but in the 8 months that I dedicated, it was close to 60,000. It was somewhere in the realm of that. It might have been a little bit more.
Nathan WAHCKon made most of his money from Yahoo, but he got too close to the firm's secrets and its customers' private information. He was eventually banned.
There were lots of ones that were critical vulnerabilities. They ranged from the ability to run code on various servers to unauthorized access to user data. There were some of them where you could comfortably say that it could have affected millions of individuals, and it could have affected possibly more than that if you were able to move further into the network. But obviously that's outside the scope of what we're allowed to do, so we just take that first step and then shoot it off to them.
National security agencies and the police are keen to recruit white hat hackers, many of whom started as young illegal hackers. Even the Defence Spy Agency has begun recruiting hackers to work at a new Australian cyber security centre run in conjunction with the AFP and other law enforcement groups.
It will prove pivotal in terms of delivering the Australian response and driving resilience and awareness and prevention and certainly countermeasures, whether that be against state actors or, informing a law enforcement response.